Okay, everyone, welcome. My name is Julie, and thank you for joining our Integrated Service Management for Improved Client Service webinar. We're going to go ahead and get started. Looks like we have a lot of participants already on. So, um, again, my name is Julie Duke. I am with Boss Solutions Business Development. Wanted to give you guys an idea just about what we're going to cover over this next hour. The purpose is really why you need to integrate IT operations and IT service management across your entire organization, and how combining these systems will bridge the connection and keep the connection between the problems and also the solution. This hour, you will also hear from Forsyth County how they have aligned all departments to satisfy client needs and make all of their clients extremely happy. Um, Afterwards, we will be here to answer all of your questions, and we'll also be doing a $50 Amazon gift card drawing. Aside from myself, today's presenters will be Vishu Nayagam. Vishu is our Director of Product Engineering here at Boss Solutions, and also Mr. Rick Young. He is the Application Support Manager for Forsyth County. Just a few quick notes for you guys before we get started. Just so you know, everyone will be muted during the webinar. In the meeting, you will see a little window pane where you can submit questions. We encourage you to do this anytime during the presentation so that you don't forget anything. You can also direct these questions whether you want the boss team to answer them or whether these are specifically directed towards Rick. Our panel will be answering all of these questions at the end of the webinar. And then near the beginning of the webinar, we're actually going to have a polling question just to see, well, who all has this in place already. This webinar is recorded, and for everyone who is on the webinar, afterwards, you will be sent a copy of this webinar. So feel free to share it with your coworkers as well. And afterwards, of course, we'll send a survey. We really want your honest feedback. So please feel free to fill that out, and we look forward to your suggestions. For those of you that don't know about our company or our long history, we have been in IT service management for over 25 years. The past 10 years, we've focused on ticketing software. The one we're going to be talking about today is Boss Desk. Boss Desk is our ITIL service desk on the cloud. We also have an on-premise, which is Boss Support Central, and also Boss 811, which is a one-call ticket management solution that's more for your water departments, fiber companies, utilities, that sort of thing. And of course, we're always committed to bringing you the latest technology and our wonderful in-house customer support. So now it's time for a quick polling question. So we'll give a couple minutes for this question. We'd like to know if you're currently using a service catalog across your organization. Okay, and we're looking as the results come in. Okay, great. Looks like 47% of you guys are actually already using a service catalog. 47% are not, and 1% is actually building as we speak. Wow, that's actually pretty impressive. Actually, the numbers have gone, Yeah, so about half of you have them, half of you don't, and some of you guys are starting to build them. Okay, just some notes about today's presentations. We are going to have two presenters. One, our Director of Engineering here at BOSS, is just going to take us through a quick overview. I know some of you have seen a demonstration of the product, some have not. So this is going to be a very high-level overview just about what features are within it. After that, Rick Young with Forsyth County is going to go through how he has implemented this across all his departments, 7 different departments, from information systems, fire department, sheriff's office, public facilities, and even GIS. So just for a quick overview, I'm actually going to turn it over right now to Vishu Nayagam, our Director of Product Engineering. Vishu?
Thank you, Julie. Let me share my screen. Okay. My name is Vishu Nayagam, and I'm the Director of Product Engineering. So in this session, I will go through a brief overview of BOSS Desk. So BOSS Desk is a complete IT service management on the cloud. It's completely browser-based. It works on all modern browsers. You don't have to install anything. As long as you have an internet connection and a browser, you should be able to use BOSS Desk. BOSS Desk works with all modern browsers, and BOSS Desk comes with the mobile application for both the iOS and Android devices. It's a very highly responsive application, so basically it works on all form factors, and it renders to any screen size you have. This product is ITL aligned, and so the whole product is ITL aligned. We address a lot of ITL processes, best practices from the ITL processes. And some of the major capabilities include, we have incident management, asset management, problem management, change management. It comes with a beautiful knowledge base. It comes with a discovery tool. You can discover all your assets in your network, being it's like a computers, you can discover users, routers, printers, switches, any IP devices. It comes with a software licensing module, a vendor management, purchase management. It has dashboards. Each user can have their own dashboards. It comes with a reporting engine. Any user can generate their own report, and we give you a report designer. And it also comes with a beautiful end user portal for greater user adoptions. And users can use their Windows authentication, so they don't have to create any login into the system. So they can just use their own Windows credentials in here. So let's take a quick drive through the product. So once you sign up with BOSS Desk, you'll get your own login, and you can customize this welcome screen based on your needs. It looks and feels completely yours. So we log in. So this is a single portal for both your technicians and the end users. So basically you log in with your Windows credentials here. Once you log in, you get a dashboard. So this dashboard can be customized per user, meaning as a technician, you can customize whatever is applicable to you. As a manager, you can, what role you perform, you'll be able to add those widgets in here. We have a lot of widgets, different types of widgets, numbers, charts, tables. It comes on all different modules here across the platform. So you can just customize the whole dashboards based on this thing. And these dashboards are drill down dashboards. So you can just click on anything and it will take you to the underlying data. You have it in the system, right? And everything is clickable. So it's a one-stop screen for seeing how your IT system is performing. Okay, what else we have? We have an asset management, which is completely integrated ITL-based asset management. Once you have our download our Discover tool and Discovery tool and install in our network, we will pick up all your assets and users from your AD, Active Directory. And also, we always stay in sync with your Active Directory on a daily basis. You have the option, it's user configurable. So you can sync with your AD on a daily basis. So once you have the AD Discovery tool installed, you collect the inventory. So here's what you can do in our system. So you want to find all the assets in here, all the assets which are online and offline, or you want to just look at some inventory here. Let me show you some inventory here. Let's take a laptop. So you can search for the laptop. This is an HP laptop. And this is your inventory on the laptop. So you get laptop, you get like where the location is. We can also track location using our mobile application. You can also barcode your asset, stick this barcode on your device. And when we scan this barcode using our mobile app, you can get to this information quickly and accurately. You can, all these things, we collect inventory, and this is the detailed inventory in here, your OS, network information, hardware, your local disk and everything. And these things are queryable, meaning you can run reports on it and find those devices in here, right? You can add custom fields to it, add nodes, attachments. Here, you can link an asset to another assets, meaning a desktop computer. You want to link a particular desktop with a keyboard and mouse and everything. So you can do that, or monitor and everything. These are all the tickets this asset has been involved with, all the users belonging to these assets, all the contracts belonging to this asset, all the software. And this is what happened to the system. So we can track this inventory from day one. Okay. Also, one thing we do here is we automatically pull Dell warranty information. For example, let's look at a Dell machine here. For example, this machine is a Dell machine. So I can pull up this warranty information automatically from the Dell website. It's a nightly job, and we will pick up all your service tags, which belongs to Dell, and get this information automatically to you. Right now, we have the Dell. We will be having HP and Lenovo later. Okay, one other thing which we have is like you can bring any software tools you have in your organization into BOSS, meaning you can integrate those tools. So you have like kind of like one portal for your end users to maintain, right? So they need not know how they are going to image the machine and everything. So it's one. We can bring any software tool you want. As long as it runs on a command line, you'll be able to do it. We capture all the software inventory here. You can get all the software inventory. Clicking on a software, you can find out which software is running on which machine and those kind of things here, right? All the license keys and everything. We have all the contracts. You can have all the contracts captured here, nodes, the attachment, the contract itself, and all the computers associated with that contract. We can manage all your vendors here and all your purchase orders here. Once you get a PO, you document the PO, add the POs and attachments, you order item. You can have your own catalog to choose from where the technicians order it. Once we gets the shipment received, you can create assets and update the item. So it automatically gets created. You just click on a particular asset and just barcode the asset using our mobile application. So done. We track of the machine name change, even if the machine is imaged and all those things, we track it. Okay. Let's go to our help desk portion of it. We have tickets. You can manage all your tickets here, and you can like search for any ticket. We have an advanced search built across the application, so you can quickly get to it. You can pin your search. Basically, you can customize your views here. So any technician, any manager, they can have their own view. They can have their own search in here. We have problem management. So if you have multiple tickets coming across similar pattern, you can analyze that pattern and associate that tickets in a single problem. Then you can like just work on the problem instead of the tickets. So this kind of reduce the ticket volume so that one technician works on multiple tickets kind of a scenario. So you identify the root cause. Once you have a solution, all the underlying tickets gets closed, and this problem can be assigned to one technician. When he or she closes it, everything else. We have change management. Let's say you want to document all your change, whether it's a hardware, software, process. You can document your changes here, all the all the changes here, and have a change request. Right? Yeah. All your tasks. Any problem change have subtasks. All the tasks are listed here. You can go my task, my open task, and all this. All the approvals are here, right? All your approvals, pending approvals and requested approvals and everything. So on a generic level, what else can we do? You can tag all your asset across the module. You can have free-form tags, and these tags can be used in your routing, reports, and all those things. You can add custom fields. You can extend our product with your own user interface. You can add these fields in users if you want to extend your user screen, if you want to extend your asset screen, vendor ticket screen. And these custom fields you can have on any category if you want. For example, if you want a HR, if you want to give them a different custom forms, entries, you can have that. Those are our custom fields. And we track all the location also for the assets. Our security is role-based, so you create roles and you give them permission to the roles, then add users. We have groups. You can group users into groups, and this can come from AD, so you don't have to manage separate groups here. And we can target those groups based on either forms or request and routing and those kind of things. We can group all your technicians into teams, and these can be assigned, auto-assigned, and you can like limit what each team can or cannot see. We have approval boards. You can create approval boards, and these can be used for your approval process in the system. We also have email to tickets, so you can have all these email addresses that's publicly available over the internet, and just like a soft email address. You don't have to go to Exchange server or anything. You can just your IT help desk can create these emails, and we can auto route those emails coming from different email addresses automatically. We have a beautiful notification engine, and you can notify how you want to notify, what you want to notify, and when you want to notify it. So we have the different events here. So we have like end user events, requesters, technicians, agent notification. We have team notifications. We have watchers. All our problem changes and tickets can have watchers, who are people who want to watch some particular ticket or anything. We can add them as watchers, even though they don't belong to the ticket. Or they want to just see the progress of a ticket. So these notification templates are available across the all modules. So you can customize as you wish. We have like a very easy to customize engine here. So you can just rich text engine, you can pick the fields and you can customize your notification engine. We have a knowledge base. Some people call it FAQ, knowledge base. You have articles and everything. And also in our system, you can target these articles to particular groups, and these groups can come from Active Directory. Okay. So those are all knowledge base articles. And you can have like a very rich text editing in the articles. You can add images and everything, and you can have anything you want, videos, pictures, and files, anything you want, you can do in our articles. Okay, so, okay, then we have like SLAs, service level agreements. You can define your own service level agreements. So you can say, if the ticket is coming at this time, I want to respond within, resolve within, and escalate it. And if it is not responded to, I want to escalate it. You can have end user satisfaction surveys. When the ticket gets closed, you can send a survey and they can do the survey. Okay. Now, one of the awesome feature we have in our product is service catalogs. Okay. So the traditional way of doing ticket is like new ticket, you have a title, description, and everything, and a lot of information is missed out on that. And it kind of like increases your follow-up call with the users. In order to avoid that, we have something called service catalogs. So you define your catalogs and you define your categories. So these are the services you provide as an IT um, help desk system, and different services are provided under different categories. So when the end user goes in here, he sees only these things. I'll get to an end user portal in a minute. So let's see what are these service catalogs. So you define your service categories here, the services you provide. This is like different for each organization. And then you define your templates. For example, let's say a new hire form. So this is how I do the new hire form. So here I say I want this form to be visible only the HR user, and I want HR user. So when people log in from HR, they will see this new hire form. The normal users won't see this form at all. You can request an approval here. You can customize all you want, and all these fields are available in routing. For example, let's say you want to route based on somebody filling up an employee status and you want to route this form, you can just click, can I use this in routing? Once it's selected, it will be available for you to in routing. I'll get to the routing part in a minute. And you can have all these things, and we can like make decisions based on these entries here. Also, you can create static task here when you're designing the form. Once the form is saved, it's available to the end users, right? Okay, let me quickly show you, once we design the form, and now we want to route these forms based on some, let's say, okay, here. So basically, this is one of the things. You can have as many routing rules as you want, and you can like order it however you want, okay? Our routing engine will go through all the rules and match and take the actions you want. For example, this particular routing rule here is saying, if the service request is a new hire form, and somebody selected, I need an MS Office license, then you can say add a task here, right? You can add a task. So this task will be automatically created, not for all the service requests, only for people who have selected MS Office license, right? So that way it becomes so easier for you to automate your workflow in here and in here. So we have the routing, we have the service catalog setup, we have the routing. Now let's take a look at what the end user will see. One of the coolest features in our product is the end user portal. So this is what your end user see. I'm logged in as an HR user. Let's see what the HR user sees. So he gets my tickets, watch tickets. So all the tickets you're watching, you can go to the watch ticket section and see all the tickets you're watching. Here, you are not a requester on the ticket, or you're not a technician on the ticket, agent on the ticket. You are just watching this ticket. These are those tickets. When you click on this one, you will see what's going on, and you can even comment on those tickets, right, on the watchers. Then you got all your approvals. So in our system, end user have the approval capability. If they have to approve something, let's say an end user manager has to approve something. So all his approvals are here. He goes in here, he gets an email, he goes in here, and he approves the ticket. Okay, knowledge base. This is what your knowledge base is, and you can control what he can see. For example, how to file the paperwork for an onboard employee is available only to the HR users. Okay, so when a requester, normal user, this is logged in as a normal user on a different browser, and I can control which knowledge base he does not see it here, right? And also, when he logs in, a normal end user, if you noticed it, under the service catalog employees, he has only one form available, whereas my HR user has many other forms available to him. Under employee, he has a termination form, he has a new form, and also a vacation request form. So we can control who sees which form in here, okay? So this is our end user. So this is our end user, and you can go to this end user portal from a browser and everything. Let's create an end user ticket and see how the whole ticket lifecycle works in our system. Okay, so I pre-fill this form. I'm going as an HR user. I'm onboarding a new employee. I'm going to onboard myself. That'll be cool. So here, I am selecting all these options here. These are designed by you, okay? There is no coding skill necessary for putting up this form. Anybody can design this form. It's just drag and drop. So this is a form. We have controls, like different controls here, like cascading drop-down controls, and it's all comes with the product. So I'm gonna place a request in here. So end user HR logged in, they are onboarding a new employee, and this is what they got. So they got here, they can always check the status of the ticket. Here we go. Now let's go here and see what the user sees. Okay, here. So when it comes in here, this is just ticket. It's created a few seconds ago. This is the ticket we created. And if you notice this, we have 3 tasks in here. So one task we created statically, and another task was created by the routing engine. So automatically it creates 3 tasks. So we selected that we want a payroll login here. So if there is a task assigned to a different team, there's an install MS Office. So these are like a sub tickets on that one, right? So hire the employee. This is the static task we created when we designed the form. And these are all the things. And if you notice, there are like some custom fields available here. So these are like only available to HR category. If I change it to network, these fields are not available. So let me put it back here, right? And also we got 2 approvals here, automatic approvals here, okay? And we have the complete event log of the ticket, how we got here. So routing condition match, we got the ticket and everything, right? So you got everything in the ticket. This is the request information, this is the HR, you click on it, it'll take it to the user portion of it. You can start watching it. You can convert it into a problem if you want. So this is a service request coming from the user, right? So basically we have like, we can add private comments and public comments. You can add tasks, you can add time entries, we can collect time entries, billable, non-billable on the, those kind of things. And this is how the ticket looks like, right? So our routing engine can handle very complex routing in the system. Okay, now, so this is how a service catalog is requested by the end user, and it comes to our system and how it's managed here, right? And we have also have a good reporting engine here, last but not least, reporting. So you can have a ticket summary report, and you can have your own reporting, and everything is clickable and everything. And and when a call comes in and the user is on the road, he wants some service requesting, so the technician can always pick up the phone and fill a service request on behalf of the requester. So he's on the phone, he just calls in, hey, what is your name? I want this one done, and he can fill up a request on behalf of the service. So that is in a nutshell, that is our complete overview of the BOSS solutions. And Rick Young is going to present to you how he has implemented our service catalog to address his workflow across departments in the whole county. Rick?
Thank you, Vishu. I appreciate that. And let me share my screen. All right, I hope I get that shown. And hello all, I'm Rick Young, an application support manager for Forsyth County, Georgia. I'm going to talk about the Forsyth County government servicing agencies and how their services are represented in BOSS Desk. All right, a little bit about Forsyth County. We're located northwest of Atlanta, near the south end of the Appalachian Trail in the North Georgia mountains. Forsyth County is rated as one of the fastest growing counties in Georgia. And since I'm an application support person, I've discovered that I can track the county growth rate by the activity in our water department. Water meter sales accurately match the county growth cycle. So it gives me a way of being able to project what our growth has been over the past. Forsyth County is named after John Forsyth, a 19th century politician and the 33rd governor of Georgia. All right, Forsyth County government, it has approximately 30 different departments and agencies with a wide variety of services and responsibilities. Everything from taxes and permits to voter and water. All kinds of different services that we offer to our citizens and to our business community. I'm proud to say that 7 of the servicing departments in Forsyth County government are currently using Boss Desk for their service management. I'll go over each one of those and talk about what they're doing. Of course, information systems technology, we do the ad hoc break fix service request and all of the unplanned activity that goes along with that while we manage scheduled project work. Boss Desk helps us to monitor and manage our work activity and keep track of hours spent and how we do that. So I'm going to show you what the IT service requests look like. Currently, we offer to our coworkers 3 different service requests. One to make changes and maintenance to the county website that we share with our population. Info IT service requests themselves, and then our project management office has their own service requests for any employee that feels that they need to start a scheduled project. In our county website, we really this is where we just start the connection to the end user to understand what they're really asking for. So since I'm logged in here as a technician, I can take and create a ticket for any requester in the county. Normally, this will default to whoever is logged into the application, so they don't have to fill that in. For the county website changes, they'll take and just give a description of it, URL if the requester wants to take and direct us to a specific web page. If they want to take and upload files, we're always taking and replacing documents on our intranet website so that we can take and support each other. And then the submission of the request itself. I'll go over and cover the project management one because it's fairly straightforward. Once again, the the requester who normally logged in a system, their name will be filled in here. We're collecting contact information, who to follow up with for the request for a new project. How do we email them? How do we reach them on the phone? Ask them to take and give us a description of the project that they're asking us to work for them. And all of the other requests for IT support come here. We have the different types of service requests, whether it's hardware, and all the different types of hardware requests that we can get. We offer services such as for email, employee transfers, terminating employees' records, adding some new services to it. And for software, we list the major software applications that we support. And of course, we always have other applications for those small ones that we don't see much work on. We ask the end user to rate the severity of the request. What's the priority of this in their environment so that we can take and then match our effort to meet their needs. We ask them to supply a needed by date so that we know how quickly or what the time frame is to respond to this. We've asked them to provide a computer name if to tie into the request. How do we reach them on the telephone, and where are they located? So that's what our IT customers see. We also have some service requests that are only exposed to the IT employees themselves. We have a formal change control process where if we're going to take and make any modifications to our network, to our infrastructure, and even to our applications, we have a change control board who needs to be made aware of this so we can coordinate the work across all of our IT groups. And the board receives a notification using a routing rule anytime any of these instances are filled in. As Vishu said, we take, and you can use custom fields to take and to trigger in routing. So we have a routing rule that monitors whether this change control is an emergency. If we need to work something that day to fix an issue because of a system problem, we'll take and flag this as an emergency. The change control board members all receive an email with the ticket attached, so they can take and review this wherever they are, get feedback and approve it or ask for more information. So this has been very helpful for us to be able to make sure that we keep on top of what those services are and how do we get them fixed in a timely manner. And then we have the IT internal services, where they're very specific to just people that are in the IT organization. And a lot of the network support things go on here, our hardware support, our virtual server support, and now we're starting to get involved with SCCM. So all of these things that basically will be created to have another IT technician do work for something that you're working for that is inside our IT group itself. All right, I'm going to move over and talk about GIS. GIS is Geographical Information Systems, and basically they manage and control the data related to spatial locations. They deliver more digital content these days than they do paper maps. GIS directly supports other county departments, our citizens, and land developers. They actually schedule conferences where a developer will come in and review plans with our GIS department. They're using GIS department is using BossDesk to manage the flow of service requests from county employees, citizens who walk in, and along with managing long-range projects. GIS uses BossDesk to track their time by project, product, and department for budgeting and staffing requirements. So since this is a live demo, I'm going to expose our dirty laundry. I'm currently working with our GIS department to basically encapsulate all of the different service requests that you see here into internal GIS service requests. GIS is, we're working towards having just one universal service request that will be used by our employees, by our citizens, walking up to a kiosk, for example, and for our developers too, to be able to schedule time to work issues. So all of these service requests that GIS will get will all be entered into the system using this one universal service request that's not represented here because it's in a test environment. But basically, it's really just contact information. Who are you? How do we get in touch with you? And what are you asking for? I have a routing rule built that will automatically route that universal service request to a GIS management team who will evaluate the request and assign it to a GIS analyst. The analyst will do the breakdown of the service request and understand what internal GIS services are needed in order to take and to meet that need. As an example, if one of our commissioners wants GIS to produce a map that shows all of the independent voters who live in houses that are over $100,000. That's going to take information from our voter department for registered voters. It's going to take information from our tax assessors about home value. That means that the analyst has to consider that, where the data is coming from, if it's currently in GIS, or do they have to build a new process and procedure to do data development, data QA, the different things that are represented here on the screen. So what we're working towards is being able to take that universal request, break it down to its components, assign the internal GIS request to that, and to get the work done in a timely manner and be able to split it up by what staff member need to be involved with it. Some of the GIS requests that we have. Oh, but in some of the GIS requests, they currently define a predefined set of tasks. For other requests, it's ad hoc when they'll take and define those tasks. Let's see, going on the routing rules, I can show you what those look like. All right, these are the routing rules that we are working in our production environment today. And, oh, they're in, I'm sorry, I won't be able to show that to you. They're in our testing system at this point. I won't be able to get them in here. But this is what we're doing with our GIS service request, where anything that is put in on that generic service request will take and uses the routing rule to assign it to the GIS review team, who will take and then analyze the request and then assign the sub-service request, the internal service request to meet that. All right, let's go back to our Public Facilities Department. Is also one of the servicing agencies. They're the ones that are the electricians, the painters, the plumbers, the builders that react to the physical changes in our departments. They're the ones that move the walls, fix the leaks, repair the doors at all of our county facilities. They service all of Forsyth County government as well as Forsyth County libraries. Now, the interesting thing is that Public Facilities has a very simple service request, collecting information about who, contact information. A lot of times the facilities groups are actually in the field when requests are made or routed to them. So they need to have as much contact information recorded in the initial request as they can. And to assign priorities to it, and then be able to take and to react to those. So even though Public Facilities only has this one service request, they receive the most service requests to work in our county government agency. The other thing that Facilities has done is they track all of the time by department. They track time and receipts on all the work that they do, so they can charge it back to the service department. One of the things that they've really taken advantage of is in Boss Desk, there is a process to define maintenance acts. So our Public Facilities Department has gone in here and entered over 120 different maintenance or review or inspections that need to be done on a scheduled basis. This scheduler is then analyzed by Boss Desk and will automatically generate service requests to perform this maintenance work. And then routing rules will take and then assign those service requests to the teams that are responsible for that maintenance activity. Since our rollout of Boss Desk, our Public Facilities Department has also adopted the Boss Desk mobile app and put a smartphone in the hands of all of their staff that are working in the field, so that they can take and receive notices about service requests in a timely manner, update the service requests while they're in the field. And they're even using the mobile app to take photos of receipts and attach them to tickets so that they can then be processed by the management in-house. One of the servicing agencies that really is just getting started with Boss Desk is our communications department. The communications department is really the public face of Forsyth County government. They make all of the video clips, the news stories, and handle all of the external communications to news agencies or really anyone that's requesting information about the Forsyth County government. They also maintain all of the meeting room equipment. So they're responsible for all of the projectors, the recorders that are in all of the conference rooms throughout Forsyth County. And they have a fairly simple service request for maintaining that equipment. Tell us where it is, what's going on with it, how do we reach you if we need to get in touch with you. So, and that's really what communications is doing. Public safety. This is our sheriff's office and E911. They have the sheriff's office, they have their own IT technical support staff of 4 people that are dedicated to servicing the sheriff's office and E911. They handle all of the computer equipment, radio equipment, and they've even rolled this out for their vehicle maintenance to be handled there. The interesting part about this group is they received an introduction to Boss Desk, and then we had one video conference with Vishu and myself to talk to the technicians to go into detail about Boss Desk, show them the basics of it, show them some of the things that were possible in Boss Desk, and they took it and ran. They developed all of these service request forms on their own. They developed all of the routing rules on their own. They defined their teams on their own. They've really become self-sufficient with this, and very rarely do I get a tap on the shoulder for them to ask me a question about Boss Desk or how to make something happen. They currently manage a wide variety of service requests, the computer equipment, radios, applications, software support for applications that are specific just to the sheriff's office, user administration and setting up accounts for new user, terminating account, that kind of thing. And now they've also rolled out vehicle equipment. I'm very impressed by the work that they've been able to do on their own. Another group, our fire department, they also they have 2 technical support staff members dedicated to supporting the IT and radio services in the fire department, and they cover maybe about 60% of the IT related support needs from the fire department itself. And they support field radios, analog phones, computer equipment, application support, network connectivity, and wireless networks. So they get to chase all of that down. And just today, I was contacted by one of the fire department technicians who asked me to review a brand new fire department service request for that to make sure that they've got all the pieces, parts lined up correctly. And they did a great job on their own. They applied it correctly. They had defined the teams correctly, the routing rule to take and route it to the right people. And I gave it my blessing, and they'll be rolling that out too. I think it focuses on vehicle supplies, which is a kind of unique point of view. It has nothing to do with computers or radios, but they maintain their own vehicles. So they have a process now to where they can use Boss Desk when someone is performing maintenance on a vehicle and they need to take and get 2 gallons of antifreeze, 3 quarts of water, or anything like that. They'll take and be using a new Boss Desk service request that focuses on that need. The last one that I'm going to talk about is our procurement department. Even though our procurement department isn't a servicing agency, they are the purchasing agents who manage and negotiate purchase contracts. They use Boss Desk to manage the workflow for surplus equipment turn-ins. And their process uses a combination of custom forms, routing rules, approvals, extended status values, and desktop widgets to track and manage the formal surplus equipment turn-in procedure. They had a written procedure to follow for surplus turn-in to make sure that it gets accounted correctly, it's taken off the books correctly, it's disposed of correctly, but we didn't have a process that was tied to that procedure. So it was very loose. People weren't needed to do phone call follow-ups, that kind of thing. So we developed this form for them. We added a hyperlink to a PDF document that our employees can now access to read the written procedure about what surplus equipment turn-ins, the process that they need to follow. And then we took the forms that they had identified in that PDF file, took the general information out of it and put it into this custom form that we're looking at here, so they can identify department, and we also pick up department number, which was an identifier that needed to be provided when procurement receives a request, who the contact is on this stuff, how do you reach them, describe the item, when was it acquired, an estimated cost on purchase price, and why are you turning it in. What this will do is, let me jump over to routing rules, I can show you. Sorry, I'm stumbling around in here. I'm doing some reorganizing. As you can tell, some of these are being combined. Here we are, surplus equipment. So what we've done is on the form itself, it's already flagged to take advantage of getting approvals from the manager of whoever is requesting to turn in equipment. So if you have someone that's in our payroll department and they fill in a form to say that they're turning in a desk to surplus, Boss Desk automatically will take and send an email notification to the manager of that requester who has been identified in Active Directory and ask that manager to approve or deny this request. In the meantime, while that manager is considering it, the routing rule will run and it sets a value, an extended status value of on hold awaiting management review. It assigns the surplus request, service request to a person in procurement. It emails their backup so that both people are aware of this, but this is the primary person that works it, and this person only receives emails on the creation of the new service request. So I'm going to go into my dashboard now.
Rick?
Yes.
We're actually starting to run a little low on time, and we do have actually quite a few questions.
All right. What I will say quickly then is our procurement department has this widget on their dashboard so they can monitor what tickets are currently being processed and waiting approval by management. When the management sends in their approval, procurement changes the extended status, and then that will take and routes it along through the work. So I'm going to then quickly wrap up, but in summary, Boss Desk has given the Forsyth County government the ability to add procedures and structures to our service request process, and our servicing agencies are taking advantage of Boss Desk features and functions to enhance their service levels and better serve our customers. So, all right, Julie, I'm going to turn this back over to you, and we'll answer some questions.
Okay, thank you so much, Rick. That was really a wonderful presentation. So right now we are going to get to some of your questions. Let's see. First one. Oops. First one is from Janny Woods with Greenville. The general IT catalogs, how long on average did it take for Forsyth County to design and develop them?
Well, I can tell you that the service catalog, as I said, that with our fire department adding new features and functions and new services, our GIS department, we're looking at reorganizing that. It's really a living document, as you will, as you take and learn more about Boss Desk and how you can take and set it up. Um, it's going to continue to change and evolve. But I would say that we did a detailed analysis of the tickets that were submitted over 3 years in our old ticket system, use that information to define the basic structure of what we wanted to, at least what the IT and GIS department wanted to build. And I think we had that done in maybe 2 weeks. And that was from initial analysis of the data, summarizing the data into categories, subcategories, and then taking that and then building that same structure in Boss Desk. I hope that answered your question.
Okay, thank you, Rick. The next question is for Vishu. Nancy Gossett from Greenville would like to know, is the asset management integrated with SCCM? I can't hear you. Okay. Oh, got it. Okay. I guess we're having some problems. They can't hear.
To answer the previous question of SCCM, we do not have a direct integration with SCCM, but what we do is like you can bring any commands you have into our system. Okay. For example, in here, I can go in here and build an SCCM command and integrate that particular command into our system. So the concept is anything which you can run from a command line could completely integrate it into Boss Desk. Thank you.
Okay. Let's see. The next question is from Jonathan Rodriguez. He would like to know, does Boss Desk have any systems deployment? I'm sorry. Can barcodes be created inside of Boss Desk, or is a third party needed?
Yes, barcode can be created. Either you can print the barcodes from the Boss system, or we have print barcodes here. So let's say you want to print barcodes for all these systems, you can just click on it and print the whole barcode thing and put it on the machines. So yes, to answer your question, we can print barcodes from our system.
Okay, I think we've got time for one more question. From Jonathan Rodriguez again, is there an asset discovery tool that can pull asset information from multiple domains and bring them all together into Boss Desk?
Yes, so we have the ability to
bring in data from multiple domains. How our site agent works is like each site agent controls one domain. So if you have, let's say, like multiple domains, you will install as many site agents you want. So to answer your question, yes.
Okay, so I know we had a lot more questions today. However, we will be sending out the answers to all of those. All of the other questions, those will be answered. You also will be sent a copy of this webinar. And now for the fun part. Time to give away a gift card. So the 20th person to join us was, okay, got that. Herman Abinet from Rappahannock Electric Cooperative. So congratulations, Herman. We will actually send that card out to you. And just wanted to say thank you all so much for joining us today. Thank you so much, Rick. That was a wonderful presentation. Thank you, Vishu. And thank you all so much who attended. We will be sending out the answers to these questions along with a copy of this webinar. And if you have any additional questions, or if you'd like to schedule a demonstration, my email is julied@boss-solutions.com, and my phone number as well. So thank you so much, and everyone have a wonderful afternoon.